Okay, well, I don't usually do videos about myself. I'm not the type to vlog or anything like that. But I think the video tells you exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lose 58.3 kilos this year. For people who use pounds, it's roughly about 129 pounds, I think, when I did the math. Now, why exactly 58.3? Well, at the beginning, January 3rd is when I began to do my weight loss. In fact, I should have done this video weeks ago, but I never thought I would, given my track record, I would have, still been doing this towards the end of the month. Usually, after a week or so, give or take, usually that's when I fail. When I started, I was 158.3, so getting down to 100 just seemed like a nice clean number to get to. Plus it's a number that I would be extremely happy with if I were to get down to 100 kilos. Now there's a couple reasons why I want to lose the weight. Not in any particular order, but I do play basketball, so losing a tremendous amount of weight would certainly help me playing the sport that I love to play. I'm actually, I can still score double digits at my current weight, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. I think most people who weigh near 160 kilos wouldn't even be able to get up and down on a basketball court, let alone score. But aside from basketball, I also recently got diagnosed with very severe sleep apnea. My oxygen rate is at about 80% when I'm sleeping. Apparently that's extremely bad. That's at the point where you start losing brain cells, you have organ failure, you get strokes. And losing the weight, while it's not guaranteed to get rid of the sleep apnea, it certainly would help a lot. So that's another big reason, probably the biggest reason that I should be doing this. And then there's all the little things that come with just being in better shape. You're happier. Hopefully it has a positive effect on both personal and work life. So now I just thought I'd give you a bit of history about my weight. Have I always been, fat or heavy while growing up and through my adult years? So early on in my childhood, let's just say my primary school years, which is up till about 12, 13 years old. Those years I was actually quite slim. And in fact I was an extremely fast sprinter throughout those years. Our schools would do carnivals where you get 5 different schools together and compete in all these different types of events. And the 100 meter, 200 meter sprints, I just dominated. I was always coming first. It didn't matter who I was up against. Yeah, I pretty much always came first in those. So I was extremely fast, very athletic. But I was never all that great at cross country, so I was very much built for speed, but not for endurance. Or I just didn't know how to do the cross countries efficiently. So yeah, I was very slim during my primary school days. I did play a couple of sports competitively. I did play tennis for a couple of years. And then obviously I did start playing basketball as well, competitively. And I made some rep teams. I'd consider myself a very good player at my young age. And then at some point in high school, I kind of just dropped sports. I got more focused on music. My interest shifted from basketball to music, and I think not just that, but also in my teen years during high school, I developed a bad, or I guess a bad addiction to soft drink, mainly Pepsi. And that's when I started to really put on some weight. I still don't think I wasn't fat, but I was definitely getting a bit, little husky. I don't know. And then it just, after school, a couple more years go by, put on a little more weight. I was probably about 120 kilos in my early 20s. During one job, I did work in a factory for about 4 years, and I was lifting 20 kilo boxes all day, every day. It was almost like being paid to go to a gym. During a couple of those years, I actually dropped quite a bit of weight. I got down to about, I think, 99 kilos. That was in my mid-20s, early to mid-20s. But kind of once I switched jobs again, no more activity, and then I fell back into, well, I still always had my bad habits with eating and drinking, but I guess the lack of activity is what really killed it for me. So yeah, I've pretty much just been going up ever since then. I don't know how many years, probably almost 15 years. And through almost 15 years, I went from 99 kilos to what I am now, which is near 160 kilos. In fact, the worst recorded weight that I've ever seen myself at is 160.3 kilos, which was probably a year or two ago. But when I started this, I was only 158.3, so I was pretty close to that, pretty close to my worst. So that's my history with my weight. Now, what things have I tried in the past? I've tried a lot of different things, a lot of different diets. Watch your calories, or do a shake diet, or there's a lot of different fads out there. I've tried them. I've tried potato diets. I've tried all these things. They all kind of work in their own way. It's just, it's not even necessarily does the diet work. It's more, can you stay on the diet? Sometimes if the diet's really extreme, it's just too hard to stay on it, and a lot of diets are extreme. Now, being a few weeks in what I'm currently doing, and I'm still sticking to it, I think I finally found what's easier for me to stick to. So what I'm currently doing right now, it's not exactly rocket science. I'm exercising and I'm watching my calories. That's all I'm doing. Usually I do one or the other. I've never really done both. I've been playing basketball for many, many years, competitively now. I started playing basketball again back in 2013, so I've had a solid 6+ years of playing basketball 2 nights a week. But that alone hasn't been enough exercise to really do anything. So I need to add more consistent exercise on top of that, while still also watching what I'm consuming, watching my calories. So right now I'm trying to stick to roughly around 2,000 calories a day. Sometimes if I exceed that, I make sure that's definitely one of the days where I'm going to the gym. I'm going to the gym almost every day, at least so far, because my basketball season hasn't started yet this year, so I've got a lot more empty days to fill. But once my basketball season does start up again, I'll be going to the gym a little bit less, because I'll be playing basketball instead. So I'm still exercising, just exercising in a different way. But for now I'm doing about 5 or 6 days per week on average at the gym. I think more when I started it was about 6 days per week, and now I've kind of dropped to about 5 days per week, but I'm still going fairly strong with that. And I guess a big reason why I'm doing these videos is it's just a way for me to stay focused on what I'm trying to do. You know, extra motivation and anything I can find to just keep me on track. So what I plan to do is weekly weigh-in videos, and then also like a monthly recap, just talk about what my struggles were, how my week went, how my month went. And then also in between I'll probably just do a few videos, different little things that I've picked up or thought were noteworthy. So I mentioned earlier that I've already started weeks ago. So I actually started on the 3rd of January 2020. So I've been going for a little over 3 weeks now. And today, being a Sunday, I'm considering that my weekly weigh-in day, but I actually do weigh myself every day. And there's a reason for that. And if you want to know why I weigh myself daily instead of just weekly, there should be a suggestion thing up here, or just wait till the end of this video. I'll link you to that video, and you'll see why I do that daily. So yeah, on the 3rd of January 2020, I weighed in at 158.3, as I said earlier in the video. I didn't anticipate that I'd be sticking to this for this long, so I never actually took any video of my starting weight, but I did take one very poorly taken picture at night time, around the time that I started. It had flash. It's a really terrible looking picture, but you can see, I think on the picture I'm about 158.65. Yeah, so that's at least a bit of an indication where I was at, but I was officially 158.3 when I started. So what have I lost so far? So I started on the 3rd of January, it's now the 26th of January, and I've lost 7.15 kilos to this date. Right now I'm way ahead of schedule. I've lost more weight than I expected to lose for the entire month of January, and I've still got about 5 or 6 days left in the month. So I'm doing really well so far, and you know, I've had a few struggles, but I've had a few nights where I just didn't feel like going to the gym, like really didn't feel like going. And I've managed to push myself through every single time. The one rule that I made for myself is that if I miss the gym one night, I have to go the next night. I'm not missing 2 days in a row of activity. And I've stuck to that so far. So that's really good. Like I said, I've been going to the gym almost every day. Since I've already well exceeded what I expected to lose for the month, I think this month is going to be considered a great success for me. Now, I think the next month is going to be really challenging because I've never probably ever gone that long sticking to a weight loss tactic. So we'll see how I can keep it up. I encourage people to follow what I'm doing, like my videos, subscribe to them, comment on them. I'd really like to see a lot of comments, whether you support what I'm doing, whether you want to tell me how badly I'm gonna fail. I honestly don't care too much about if the comments are positive or negative. I think it's all motivating. It fuels me to get me to where I want to be or what I'm trying to do. So, you know, positive, negative, doesn't matter. I'd like to see it all. In fact, I'm one of those people who you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to try and prove you wrong. So I think that's it for this video. I'll see you at the next one.